Hi everyone, this is Kelly O here today for Swee Lee Music right here in the Swee Lee studio, and today we're looking at the Gretsch 2622, which is part of Gretsch's more versatile Streamliner series, specifically designed to be more versatile than the average Gretsch. And the reason I say that is Gretsch for years had a reputation of being more kind of country and rockabilly guitars, this kind of stuff. So that was typically what you thought of them as being good for. And the reason for that is there were a couple of quirks in the classic Gretsches. I've played some really old Gretsches. I played a 59 one time when I was visiting someone in New York. And they have some quirks around. The first is that they tended to be fully hollow body, meaning that they resulted in a lot of feedback, especially as music got louder. Even someone like Billy Duffy from The Cult, who's known for playing a Gretsch White Falcon, has indicated that it's a pretty hard beast to control. If you think of somebody like Malcolm Young, who plays a classic Gretsch, he tends to stuff, or has tended to stuff the thing with socks to make sure it didn't feed back on him on stage. So that was one issue, is that they're fully hollow. The other thing is that the classic Gretches used a violin-type bridge, sort of a classic bridge, where the bridge saddles, this metal bit here, sat on a wooden frame, and right on the top of the guitar, just like a violin. So if you were bending really heavy, it could possibly shift the bridge out of position, meaning you'd be totally out of tune. So as music got more extreme in terms of its volume and the influence of the blues and very heavy bends, Gretsches became less favored than other brands of guitar. Now the Streamliner series starts to solve those issues in a couple of ways. Number one, there's a center block right down the middle here that's solid underneath the top, and that takes care of the feedback issues. So that's a big change for Gretsch. And the second is that it's a fixed bridge. You can see this one is drilled right into the top of the guitar. So that means you can bend away and it's not going to shift on you. It's not going anywhere, given that it's been drilled right into the top. And the third change, I wouldn't say improvement, because the great old Gretsches sound wonderful, is that these are called Broadtron pickups. Classic Gretsches used something called a Filtertron, which had quite a nasally sharp sound, which I really love, but the rockers tended to view it as not necessarily being all that appropriate for rock and roll. So the Broadtrons give you more of a classic humbucker kind of style. Now, even with these new pickups and the center block and the fact you've got a fixed bridge, you can still do a really nice Gretsch kind of sound like the Byrds or Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, or if you're familiar with some of the work of Lucinda Williams or Mary Chapin Carpenter, their guitar players tend to play in this style. And it's a really nice sound, something like this. But you can also do other stuff now very successfully. And I think if I'd said to you 10 years ago I was going to play blues on a Gretsch, you'd look at me like I was nuts, but I'm going to do it for you today. And to give you a sense for how the thing sounds in different positions, I'm going to play two choruses of a 12-bar blues. First one quite clean, second one quite dirty. And what I'll do is I'll cycle through the pickups over each of the 4 bars of the chorus. So I'll start with the neck pickup, then I'll knock it down into the middle position, and then wind up in the bridge position for the clean one, and then do the same thing on the dirty sound, so you can hear what it sounds like in all 3. So here we go. couple of other things I can point out about this Gretsch 2622, which you can tell I really like, is first of all, although it's got a center block in it, it's much lighter than most semi-hollows I've ever played. That's because the center block is weight relieved. So if you find you're tending to get a sore back and sore shoulders when you're on stage or just playing for fun at home, this will help you get past that because you can play standing up all day, you won't feel it. It's very, very light. Feels like it's about 6.5 pounds. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. The other thing that a lot of Gretsches have, and this one in particular does have, is the master volume control. Now, if, like me, you like to play with 2 pickups, you often get a mix that sounds really good. Maybe it's a little bit loud or not loud enough, so you start to turn it up or turn it down, and the trouble is it messes with the mix between the pickups. With this master volume control, once you've got a sound you like, it goes up and it goes down, and it doesn't change the sound, which is just fantastic. So that's the Gretsch 2622. I'd encourage you to check it out at any Swee Lee location or at sweelee.com.sg. Great value. The guitar, I couldn't believe the price on it. It's fantastic and it plays like a dream. So check it out. This is Kelly O for Swee Lee Music, and we'll see you next time.